Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strap Facts, John. Right next to me, we
have the Dominican Dream. He is the papi of all plátanos. Papi Plátano.
Plano. And we've got the hosts of the show. We've got...
I am the notorious one. I am Dom. Ooh, yeah.
We're pointing in the right direction today because we are in person, a very rare occurrence most of the time, and some would say for the final time this year.
It will be, probably.
But today we are covering Survivor Series, WWF Survivor Series 1992, a pick chosen by DOM himself. So, Dom, what do we got going on with Survivor Series 1992?
All right, Survivor Series 1992 takes place in Richfield, Ohio.
Oh,
Platinum, what's so unique about Richfield, Ohio?
I have no idea.
Me either. I don't know. The Indians is gone. Richfield, Ohio don't matter. It doesn't matter. But you know what? Survivor Series 1992, it does matter.
It better matter because you picked it.
Damn right. We have Bobby the Brain Heenan and good old Vince McMahon on commentary.
Oh, come on, Bobby. Come on.
Dom, why did you choose this show?
Yeah, I was curious about this.
Yes, very.
Because I like the nostalgia, man. I like the old school, early 90s stuff when some shit didn't make sense and,
Something didn't make sense, huh?
yeah, something didn't make sense.
All right.
If you look at the poster,
No.
the poster has the Ultimate Maniacs.
That's right.
Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior taking on... Who they take on?
Woo!
The Nature Boy Ric Flair and Razor Ramon, but
Hey, yo.
It didn't happen.
it didn't happen because
That's right.
Ultimate Warrior was where? Where is he, Strap? Tell me.
Parts unknown.
That's right. You want to hold Vince McMahon up for money? You know what's going to happen? You're going to go see Dante Dam, and he's going to give you...
Tissues over there.
He's going to give you the boot. You're going to get hit with the bat. You're going to get taken out.
Yes. I understand better where you are coming from, sir, because I was taken aback. I'm like, why did he pick this fucking show? Now I understand why he picked this show.
I was so curious. I'm looking at him like, where is the Ultimate Warrior? And then
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh, he got F-I-R-E-D. Fired.
Fire.
Vince, like, seriously, you couldn't have him make it to the pay-per-view because he's already been through this with the Warrior at SummerSlam 91. He got him to the pay-per-view, they did the match, and then he was gone after that. But that's how you do business, brother. What did Warrior do so bad that he couldn't make it to Survivor Series? I don't know.
He was
Stick
gone
him
for
up for
2
money.
weeks. Well, for a second time.
It was after SummerSlam, I want to say.
Well, SummerSlam to Survivor Series, because that's where they formed the team. Macho defended the title against Warrior, and then then Macho lost it to Flair really soon, and then
Yeah.
Flair lost it to the Hitman. So talk about a game of hot potato with the WWF Championship.
Now, I understand the reason why Bret actually won that belt because Rick wanted to go back to WCW. So he was like, who do I drop it to? And he said, you know what? Bret's a good guy. We don't want to deal with any more steroid controversy. So here we go.
I don't think that he wanted to drop the title, but Vince wanted to go the younger route. That was the thing.
Okay. That makes sense.
I've got the third theory. We have one, we have two, and we have number tres leches, myself.
Ooh.
Let's see. Option C. 1, 2, 3. The third reason was that Ric Flair, after having a series of title defenses on house shows against the Ultimate Warrior, lost his sense of equilibrium and had to drop the title to someone soon because he just couldn't wrestle for that period of time. So.
I'm not dropping the title to that fat, wild son of a bitch.
Who's that in regards to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Coquina Maximus?
Him too.
He wasn't. He did. Well, he wasn't Yoko at that time yet, huh?
Nah, not yet.
Oh man.
But you want to talk about Coquina Maximus? We're going to talk about the opening match. The opening match consisted of High Voltage, Strat Facts. You want to tell the people who High Voltage is?
They're a great tag team in WCW, but I think we're talking about High Energy here with Coco Beware and
High Energy, my bad.
and
Stupid.
That's
the
my
King of
notes.
Hearts, Owen Hart.
Yeah, my fault.
And yeah, I gotta say, I mean, we're gonna get into this match in a bit, but Owen Hart, man, he would become a great heel in the years to come, but he was such a by the paint by numbers babyface. Just because the camera would catch him at little moments in this match, and I'm like, oh my god, he's such a great babyface tag team partner guy. And Coco Beware, it's like, man, he's been around a very long time at this point in the WWF, and they just threw him together and made High Energy.
Yep, High Energy with some parachute pants, no Frankie.
God.
And they took on some Bloodline members. They took on the Headshrinkers of Samu and Fatu with Alpha. You want to give the people, you want to let them know, plot to know, who is Samu? Who's his son?
I am not sure who he is, but as far as I know, I think maybe Samuel Jr.
Sure.
No, is Samuel? Is he the father of Jacob?
I believe so.
Now, where's that Bloodline map? Rock, bring it back.
Yeah, you got me all confused.
I think Samu.
No, we don't care.
I think. Oh no, we're going to talk about this right now.
All right, here we go. What
Hold
I
on.
started.
The only thing I want to mention is Alpha, or was it Sika? Which one was it?
Sika is
Alpha.
Roman Reigns'
Well,
father.
the one that was at
So,
ringside.
all right. So Samu, his son is the Wild Samoan
Fatu.
Jacob Fatu.
Ooh, look
Yeah,
at
it looks like it.
1-for-1.
Fatu, as we know, who is,
Rakeshi.
and he goes to John's favorite place on Howard Street of New London, Connecticut. Is
Neon Chicken.
yes,
Neon Chicken.
and
Longest line. Nicest macaroni and cheese.
no, it's not. I had it today. That's just water.
Oh,
boy.
man.
Anyways,
No pollo?
I just got
First
size.
place had
Wow.
not avocado.
Nah, I had cranberry today. The cranberry cornbread. But that's another story.
Avocado cornbread.
Yeah, we're getting free
Not
press, brother.
pistachio.
Pistachio
Pistachio.
cornbread. Yes, yes, sir.
Ooh, Neon Chicken, you working on that, baby. We're going to go over there and save me a live because I'm hungry.
All right, so
And I'm in my prime.
yes, he's in his prime. He's in his prime. All right, so Fatu, his boys are
Jimmy and Jay.
Los Usos. That means brothers.
you forgot one. You forgot the tribal chief.
No, because he's so low. Sokoa.
Not brothers.
Yeah, so the Usos and Solo are brothers.
Oh, Solo, yes.
Yes.
Those are real Usos.
And then
Tribal chief.
yes, and then uncle is Alpha, and Alpha, his son is the OTC.
Too many.
It's Sika.
It's gonna get more
Oh, Alpha.
No, Sika. Sika is Roman Reigns, bro.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. The big ass family don't make no difference. But
You are
know
selfish. You only think about yourself.
Alpha was thinking about himself too. It's
Yeah, he
Thanksgiving.
was.
He's eating that damn turkey.
Oh,
Turkey
man.
ass.
All that turkey
He was
leg.
eating that turkey ass.
He just-
Jeez, he was just holding on to that all day long since catering.
I swear to God, this is like straight out of freaking the Bushwhackers. Freaking little.
Oh Lord.
I'm just like, this is. I hope this ain't eating wild bird. Dude. Mean Gene just come out. Oh, Lily.
It's gonna be like a black turkey leg, make it a little crazy.
That was a golden turkey. That should look good.
Shit was from catering, I'm telling you.
That was good. Look good, baby.
I guess Richfield, Ohio got some good turkey.
It's not no GMO, no none of that crap.
Called the House of Representatives.
Only thing missing for the Wild Samoans was some mayonnaise. It'd have been good.
Hey,
Would have been better.
Ohio, screw you you swing state.
All right, so back to this match. So we got High Energy, not High Voltage. That was my mistake. And they're the babyface tag teams, and the fans they were hot for them.
Yeah,
but the Headshrinkers are just too damn strong. They dominated the whole damn match.
as they should.
They beat up Coco, but when Owen finally got the hot tag, he wasn't so hot because They took him out and Fatu with the splash for the win.
I was actually shocked, to be honest, because I'm looking back, it's like Owen and Coco. I wasn't too familiar with Coco because he was like more that older generation. I was still a baby around that time. But looking at Owen, I'm like, man, you're right. That baby face, they always pan to him. He knew when the camera was on him, and he just like, boom, I'm a star right there. And he should have been world champion, at least, even if it's for a week. I didn't care. Owen was that dude, and, you know, rest in peace, brother. I hope you're resting well. You really could have been talked about as my Mount Rushmore. He can do it all. He can do everything with anybody or anyone. So go back and watch. If you're not familiar with Owen Hart, this is why AEW has the tournament called the Owen. So
I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead, John. What do you think?
Shut
What do you think about this match?
Like I said, it's an interesting look back at a debuting put together tag team. Knowing what we know now, the team is short lived, didn't really go anywhere or do anything, and the Headshrinkers would just be there. They would just be on the roster. They're that formidable force, the heel team that they would put anyone up against. I mean, finally someone that says the Headshrinkers are their favorite tag team. I don't think you'll find many people.
You'll never hear that.
So it's like, there they are, okay, and there's this tag team, all right. It's kind of like, but that being said, you can find some value in just watching Owen Hart at this stage of his career. So, fun to watch, but definitely not one of those hot openers that we love here on the show.
No, but shout out to Bobby the Brain Heenan. His one-liners was immaculate. When Fatu jumped off of Samu's shoulders,
yeah,
Bobby the Brain Heenan said, "Oh, the Samoans are pilgrims, and Owen Hart is the turkey." like little shit like that. It was funny, and Bobby he was on one all night.
Did you love the brain cam where he would basically? It's like
Jesus.
it's like looking at like John Madden back in the day. He's just right here. This is where it's gonna be. Boom and boom. That's where he gets it.
And it looks like a turkey.
Yep.
I love Bobby, man. I miss this dude, man. Ooh.
All right. So after this, we see Shawn Mooney interviewing Nails. Strap, you want to tell the people who Nails is?
He's Kevin Kelly, future Ring of Honor announcer. No, wrong Kevin Kelly. But this guy, he was intense.
Yeah, he was.
And when Randy, hey, what's going on out there? He loves guys that are intense. Kind of looks like him. No, just kidding. He doesn't look like him. But then this guy would have like a fucking 10-minute promo.
More like Mitch.
Scaring the hell out of the announcer there. And he was just going on and on and on. And it's like, and he has to be PG in an era where it was PG. And it's like, yeah.
I really wish he had that. He was a part of that Attitude Era where he can just go off. He had that villain voice to him.
He did.
I was like, was he in like a horror movie or something? Like, I'm going to get you. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is why I chose this, because this is my child right here. We seen Nails on the microphone said, I've been locked off for 2,700 days plus, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to climb the pole and want to get that nice stick. I'm going to break both of your legs. And then I'm going to take that nice stick and I'm going to shove it down your throat. And then none of your CEO buddies are not going to be able to recognize you. Like, oh my God, like, this shit is believable. I can't wait for this match.
He was innocent.
That shit was believable.
Yeah. He was innocent for all those years.
So one thing I do like about his in-ring performance is that the way he would get a guy to the corner and like double choke him.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that move in a video game, Terminator, Rise of the Machines. Like it's just like they're just jockeying for position in the game, but like him doing that kind of choke is like that's real.
Yep.
That's raw. That's not wrestling, you know?
Like when you see him wrestle, like when he's on the ground, like you see him like slither away, like he's actually trying to escape.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool.
Very into his character, but unfortunately maybe he lived the gimmick a little too much, and that's why he was out of the WWF shortly.
Yeah, fired too, just like Warrior.
Was he was shorted money sometime? He went back to Vince to confront him, and then you don't confront the boss, you talk to the boss.
Well, you're a prisoner.
Yes,
of course.
So after this, we see Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing the big boss man, and he said Nails said that he's an innocent man, but he's not. Bossman said he should be serving life
He's
sentence.
a liar.
at Survivor Series. If you believe in hard time, you will believe in the Big Boss Man, and justice will be served. That's a nice thing.
I don't know what that was.
China.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing about this, our next match is Nails versus the Big Boss Man, and
too boisterous there, buddy.
Yes, while Nails is on his way to the ring, he's working his way up to climb that damn 15-foot pole to go get the nightstick, and Bossman can't run it out. He had no interest in music or nothing like that.
Hey, I would too. Hey, that's somebody using his brain. Like, oh, you ain't gonna be here for a while. I'm coming right after you.
And they start brawling, and then just like John said, Nails was choking him out, and everything looked so damn believable. Like, damn, like y'all really got heat.
This was not a fight. This wasn't a wrestling match. This was a fight, and it was so great. This is what we need more in wrestling, where a stream rivalry just goes in, where it doesn't look like it's a wrestling match. It's all choreographed. It's actual fighting where you don't know, like, where you blur the line.
Yeah, so, you see that with John Moxley.
Yeah, John Moxley really. He really knows how to blur that line where you're just like, is he really or is he working?
When he took that damn goldfish bag and put over Bryan Danielson's head, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
yeah, don't do that.
All I wanted to do was just pop that shit.
Yeah. Survival tip from the It Doesn't Matter podcast. If you're getting choked out.
No, it's been one of those industrial trash bags, glad bag ones.
Well, put that Mark clip.
Oh,
we put that Mark clip for that one.
Yo, that's crazy. Oh man, but just like Platinum was saying, this was the fight. Everything looked so believable, and at some point during the match, the Big Boss Man, he grabbed the nightstick. He started using it on Nails, and Nails just took it and he started beating the hell out of Bossman with the nightstick. But Bossman countered and hit him with his finisher, the sidewalk slam, and the Big Boss Man, he got the win.
I gotta say, back in the day, Big Boss Man was one of the most athletic big men I've ever seen to move the way he does. I don't know if he played any athletics like basketball, baseball, football, whatever, but that dude can move. And at this time, he's still in his young 20s. He's not even 30s yet. It's like you're looking at a really young man at this time, so it's crazy thinking like this is just the start of where a great career would be, legendary career too.
Yeah, I was watching this match. I was very curious, like, because the Big Boss Man would also leave the WWF, but it wasn't like a very famous like the Warrior or Nails. It wasn't a big story.
I guess not. Damos everybody a beer.
If you hate getting interrupted, you'll hate being on this show.
Yeah.
Setting up for the next segment.
Apparently.
So that means you're not listening to the words I'm saying right now.
I'm listening to the words that's coming out of your mouth.
Well, good thing I'm not saying anything. No, but
I'm translating.
I was just thinking because like the hurricane stopped being the hurricane because of Hurricane Katrina. They changed his gimmick because of real life events. You're like, well, it's probably insensitive if you're called the hurricane.
Yeah.
Stand back. There's a natural disaster coming after you. And maybe the same thing happened to the actual natural disasters.
Can you imagine you had earthquake, typhoon, and hurricane?
I seen that on Facebook today. That they definitely are the natural disasters.
Oh my God.
And so I thought the same thing. Even though explain how we have the second Rodney King mention of the night, but I was thinking like because the cops, they had that beat down Rodney King, and then cops aren't so cool to be seen as the hero in pro wrestling, right? So you would think that's why he got canceled before canceling was a thing, and that's why he left and went to WCW as the Guardian Angel and all that stuff, or as the prison guard. And I looked the boss. I looked at the dates, and the dates don't line up. So that's just something I totally made up out of my own mind. It has nothing to do with anything, but it could be possible.
It could be possible. And I am trying to get Boss Man's daughter on the show. I'm trying to get her on here. I'm trying to hear her experience, just like how we had Kelly Slaughter on the show, the daughter of Sergeant Slaughter. I'm working on that right now.
Thank you, Kelly.
Leave the memories alone.
You want the dates to line up? You can ask her yourself.
We're getting Cody Rhodes on the show
eventually.
I gotta find him in Waterbury at the arena, and hey, you want to take a picture again? Okay.
He ain't gonna do no autograph with us. The second he hears Platano, he's like, no Dominican Dream here.
Sure.
He's like, I'm Cuban.
I tag team with Jay Uso once.
Oh.
You look like a Jay Uso.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting out of it.
All right. Well, speaking of tag team, this is your poster match right here. It is supposed to be Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior taking on Razor Ramon and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. But we already talked about Ultimate Warrior had issues, and yes, he did have issues. So the Macho Man Randy Savage, he was looking for a perfect partner. So I have the clip. I'm not in my format right now, so you have to just bear with me right quick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll give you an answer. I accept as your partner. I said I accept. I'm talking. Don't you hear me? Whoa! You hear me? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you something right now. You don't put your hands on me. No, wait a minute. Survivor Series, I'm going to be in the corner of the Macho Man Randy Savage. I accept it, Savage. And Bobby Heenan, I want to tell you, you put your hands on the wrong person. You just got done putting your hands on Mr. Perfect. You don't touch Mr. Perfect. I know. You've been holding me back all these years. You've been putting me on the back burner. Ric Flair has been walking in my shadow. Ric Flair wants to fill my shoes.
Look what they've done to us. Look at they tore us apart. I didn't mean to hit you. God knows I'd never do that. Never do that. I'll get down on my knees. I'll get down on one knee and tell you something. Please, we'll never do it again. I'll never do anything wrong. I promise you. I'll buy you a car. I'll get you a boat. I'll give you double the money you could have made. I'll get on both knees perfect. Please don't leave us.
What a
Please
terrible
don't do
excuse
that.
for a man.
Please don't do that. Please don't. No.
What do you think about that, Ric Flair? What do you think about this one?
Such an evil laughter Mr. Perfect has. Mr. Perfect is the partner of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yes. Guys, what do you think about Mr. Perfect returning back after a year absence of being Macho Man's partner?
I'm guessing he didn't get his payout that he wanted from Lloyd's of London, so he had to come back. No, I think that was a make good because of, like you said, Taker was supposed to, not Taker, Warrior's supposed to go tag team. Well, I guess Taker was going to get it tonight. The Warrior was supposed to tag team with Ultimate Man, Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah, if you don't have something good, do better.
So, John, why wasn't Perfect wrestling at this time? How come he was the actor? I know he was in the corner of Macho Man and I mean, not Macho Man, Ric Flair and Razor Ramon, but how come he wasn't active anymore? Was he on that borderline, you're too old?
Absolutely not. First of all, I was surprised that this match came on at the time frame it did.
Yeah.
What, third, fourth? It's like, already?
Third,
Jesus.
yes.
I thought this was like the main event, you know? But Mr. Perfect, he had a severe back injury, and as you would note, it would be one of his final performances was against Bret the Hitman Hart at SummerSlam 1991, where he lost the Intercontinental Championship, and he was one of many wrestlers to cash in on the Lloyd's of London insurance policy, and they got paid so much from that policy, they wouldn't wrestle. I mean, they would milk their injury, and hey, a back injury. Randy Orton was out for over a year with back injuries, and he had surgery. Not sure what happened if Kurt Hennig did, but that's why he was out of wrestling, and he could be a manager. So being a manager wasn't as physical as being an inside-the-ring wrestler, so that's what he did, and he was tremendous at it. He was a great second for Ric Flair because Bobby Heenan at that point could no longer be the manager that he thought he should be. So Mr. Perfect would be his surrogate. And leading up to this, I mean, in desperate times, all their desperate measures, who knows, maybe a deal was struck and Vince McMahon said, I really need you, Kurt. And it would be something on the level of, an Ultimate Warrior, on the level of something that would satisfy Ultimate Warrior not being there. And that's how I would see it.
Okay. All right. Well, we see an interview with Mean Gene Okerlund and Ric Flair and Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, and yeah, Flair basically said that everything that Mr. Perfect experienced is because of him, and now it's over. And Razor Ramon, he's pissed off, saying that He's going to prove that nobody's perfect. There's only one guy, Uzi Machismo, and it's him. And if there's anything left, Razor Ramon is going to cut him up. Or carve him up.
Thanksgiving.
Like a turkey. That's how we do it, man.
Gene Mean.
The totally Hispanic
From
racer.
Montana.
As I was watching this match, I was also thinking, like, Razor Ramon, there you go. You got all these razors on his tights. It's like, if you really think about it, why is he Razor Ramon? We all know he's from ripping off Scarface.
Yep.
But we all know that. But we forget the razor part in Scarface and that whole movie is for the cocaine. So it's like, coke, just razors,
Yeah, razor.
drug dealing, cocaine,
Yep.
Miami, Razor Ramon. How ridiculous.
Told you, as a kid, seeing Razor Ramon.
Oh, you didn't know that. Exactly.
No, I didn't know. I thought he had cheese on the back of his trunks.
Oh my God.
Razor Ramon, still not just the coolest, not just the best, but God, when you just think about that stuff, you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, what was I watching?
What was I watching? What were other people thinking?
Oozing machismo.
He really did, though.
Sounds gross.
I'm not gonna lie though, he being Hispanic, that's our guy, man. Yeah. Even though he wasn't a real Hispanic, man, he was what most Hispanics growing up, that machismo where you just you got that drip, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Razor
For
had that
sure.
drip. That hair drip. That shit
Got that soul glow.
for real. But all right, but that wasn't your next match. That was a little backstage segment that had. Our next match we had the model Rick Martel.
jeez.
Oh man,
Taking on
Oh my God.
taking on my man Tatanka.
Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya?
Doing
Dum
fine.
dum.
And then Bobby the Brain Heenan said, "Do you know it's the wrong time of year to wear feathers?" Bobby was on one. He was on one, man.
Isn't he afraid to get shot? Look at Bobby.
Tatanka at this time, he's undefeated, and you know what? It was actually a decent match for them.
Martel was that dude, man. I don't care what no one says. He was a AWA champion back in the day. Very underrated. I think he was an Intercontinental champion for a pretty good while. But, man, as a kid...
I don't know about that.
For a little bit. A couple months.
I mean, TV champion WCW.
It was never Intercontinental champion?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn it was brief. Either way.
He wore briefs.
As a young kid who's supposed to love the baby faces, Rick the Model Martel he caught my eye and I stayed there watching the matches. I was like, what is he doing that's interesting me? Oh, I like this. I like that. And the arrogance. That's all I cared about.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. After watching this match of Rick the Model Martel and Tatanka, I looked up Rick Martel online. I found him on Twitter, and the first thing in his headline says, "No podcast."
God damn it.
I said, oh, there goes that.
I mean, all wrestlers is old. Everyone gets old, but you see the recent picture of Rick Martel, and man, you just wish he had that luscious head of hair. He don't have it no more.
It don't matter, man. I love to talk to you, Ricky.
Ain't that shit gray now?
No one can tell.
I don't care.
There's not much there to gel.
I got some grays here. I don't care. Ricky, I know it says no podcast, but fuck them. Come talk to us. It doesn't matter.
But he is doing like Comic Cons, Wrestle Cons, now like that. So whatever, he's making a little money, you know.
He was in a strike force.
Let me know when you're coming down here. I'll get an autograph.
What's in the water in Quebec? But
We might have to go up there.
this was a I mean, it was a good match, but
Yes, it was.
it was just like a lot of things on this show. For me, it was a product of its time, and it's just like I'm just not really into these characters, and I'm not really into the match. It's well done for sure. I just can't get into it, and I know what they were doing with Tatanka. I know the role Rick Martel was trying to play at the time. It just wasn't for me.
I kind of agree with you a little bit. I just wasn't a fan of Tatanka, but the Model was always one of those guys that growing up, he was my guy. So I just sat there and watched. I'm like, let's see this guy work this magic.
The Model was your guy back in the day in '92.
Back in the day,
Yeah, as
man.
a heel. I just know that he was, cool with the arrogance, and we make fun, and he had the pink trunks with the pink boots, and put you in the Boston Crab, and that was always dope. But Tatanka at that time, he was a good guy. He was
I don't know.
muscular guy. I always liked Tatanka. Yeah,
I didn't like him. I don't know what it was. Maybe because I found out he was not a real Indian.
He's gonna be a sellout. That's what he's gonna be.
He's a real Indian.
I'm kidding.
And if you want to see his sons, check out his sons. They're gonna be in the business. Them boys, they brolic.
Reservoir Dogs on FX.
Yeah. And we also seen a random clown named Doink making an appearance. He's out in the entrance. He's making balloon animals for everybody.
Now, was that Matt Bourne or was that
I think it was that Big Josh? Yeah, Matt Bourne, right?
Yeah. So he was the original Doink. I remember that.
And the OG Doink, the heel Doink.
I love his character too, because he'd come in, you're thinking he's like all happy-go-lucky, and then he turned into that ick monster where he's just like...
You can tell with just his face, that evil clown.
Oh, man. I heard back in the days, I guess Bruce said they was thinking about having Doink go against the world champion, like Bret or somebody.
I think he did win against Bret.
Man. I don't know if they made a big enough storyline for that, but that would have been...
It ain't believable.
No, I get it. But the way he played the evil clown instead of when he was a babyface, it would have been so much better. But, all right, let's go. Next time.
All right. Well, the model was whooping on the Tatanka, but he eventually heated up, and he went on the top rope, hit him with that tomahawk chop, and he went for that Samoan drop. I'm not sure if it's called Samoan drop for him, but that was the finish.
The Buffalo Driver.
There you go. And Tatanka is your winner.
Is it really?
I don't know. Sounds good, though. Like,
Yeah,
that's how you pick up a Buffalo.
Buffalo drop.
Hi. I mean, hey. Ho.
It could have been Buffalo Wing.
All right. Well, after this, we see Shawn Mooney interviewing Macho Man Randy Savage and Mr. Perfect. And Mr. Perfect, he has some unique tights on. You know, he always had the singlet on.
Yep. I didn't like those tights.
It was different. That's why it caught my attention.
It looked like a negligee.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so used to the singlet. I was like,
it was different.
Yeah.
Two-tone.
What are you doing?
He's trying to bedazzle himself with, with the Macho Man.
And this is where I texted you guys about him reminding me of Seth freaking Rollins.
He did.
Look at a wild pattern.
I'm not gonna lie. If you look at Macho Man's outfit, he looked like some tropical starburst.
Yeah, he did. He did. As soon as you text me, I said the same thing.
Like, oh Lord, like he had a little too much going on there.
Yeah, passion fruit, and kiwi and the pina colada.
Yeah. All right. So these guys, they're talking, and Mr. Perfect says that since being in this company, that Ric Flair wanted to be Mr. Perfect and Razor Ramon, and whatever you're oozing, it stinks. Macho Man says he doesn't trust Mr. Perfect. He doesn't like Mr. Perfect, but he knows that them two could be the perfect tag team.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so our next match, we have Ric Flair and Razor Ramon,
Hey,
both wearing all that damn purple. That was a lot of purple. I thought they was in L.A. representing the Lakers and taking on Mr. Perfect and the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And Macho Man, he introduces Mr. Perfect. And, yeah, there we go. We got a good-ass match. Perfect kicked off the match. And for him being out the ring for over a year, the man looked good. He had the drop kicks. He did the snapmare. I love. How come nobody don't do that snapmare nowadays?
It's not a move that a lot of people can do, like the way they do it. Especially like people do not want to sell. It seems like the simplest moves the fundamentals. Nobody wants to do the fundamentals. Everybody wants to do high flying moves, the oohs and ahs. It's like all right, go break your neck before you do the easy basic stuff. It's like building a house.
Is it a regular snapmare?
It just
It's
dude sitting
or
there.
is-
He just flips over.
Isn't that Charlotte's snapmare?
Basically,
Oh,
yeah,
natural-
Well, we haven't seen Charlotte in a long time, so
that's probably
It's
why.
the natural
that's-
selection.
That's why.
It's the natural selection.
It makes sense now.
nah. Her natural selection is not Mr. Perfect snapmare. I don't know if it's Mr. Perfect or the guy selling.
Actually, no, because the natural selection, the woman is not sitting down flat on her ass, so she usually just flips over and then kind of like, almost like a reverse DDT.
Yeah. And Razor at this time, my God, this man 6'6", damn near 275 pounds.
I'll always say it.
Jacked.
If you had the perfect build for a wrestler back in that time, he was the perfect guy.
And the crazy thing is he was bigger back in the AWA.
Yeah.
But that right there is like the perfect build, and everything he did looked believable. I love, you don't see it nowadays either. You don't see the abdominal stretch anymore. He used to put everybody in the abdominal stretch, especially in a tag match. You take his hand and they pull. Oh my God, you don't see that shit. That shit's a classic.
It's the little things, man.
It's little things like that. that makes the match more meaningful.
And this is why I love FTR. They go back to the classics. As much as people love Top Flight, Young Bucks, and all that, FTR bring it back to the classics, the little things, the quick tags, the cutting off of the ring.
Yes.
This is exactly what I like, especially Flair. Flair wasn't known for his tag team prowess, but in this match, him and Razor did their thing. And I really like what they did as heels.
Yeah, so during the match, Ric Flair and Razor Ramon, they were double teaming Macho Man. Getting to the point where every single time Mr. Perfect tried to come into the ring, something what happened and he get thrown out, whatever. Yep. But it seemed like he got fed up and he just gonna start walking to the back, and people's like, "Wait, what's he doing?" I don't understand that. What was the purpose of him walking to back towards the entrance? Like, okay, I'm about to just leave this man here.
Even when you said Macho Man was bringing out introducing Mr. Perfect, like there's still like a sense of tension that I'm not really sure if I can trust. They even brought that up during commentary. They're like, I'm not really sure if Macho can trust Perfect, and this was just an example of that. But in real life, why would he do that? It's like, why, if he was on the up and up, why would he tease walking out? But for the sake of the storyline and the TV, he had to like feign walking out. So
basically, he try to distract Rick and Razor. Like, yeah,
you could be playing him.
Yeah, we're working together. We had this all planned out, and then
he's on our side. Yeah, whoa.
Yep, and then they screw him over. It's like, nope. Oh man.
But this match turns into a brawl. A chair gets involved. Flair hits Savage with a chair outside the ring.
A vicious chair.
Perfect accidentally hits the ref inside the ring. Razor goes for the Razor's edge, but Perfect reverse. Perfect hits the Perfect flex. But Ric Flair broke it. Then Perfect goes for the Perfect flex on Ric Flair, and then Razor broke it. Then after this, we see Perfect with the chair. He takes out Flair and Razor. And then the match just get thrown for a DQ, but Perfect and Savage are your winners.
I know exactly what happened in the month and a half, or probably 2 months after this match happened. Around the horn, they call it on house shows. Rematch. Flair, Razor, Macho, and Perfect. That's exactly what happened.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Yep. Any thoughts on this match right here? Did it live up to, the hype?
I think because it didn't end with like a definitive winner-loss for either team, we kind of were like, left for wanting more, but for what they gave us, it mattered, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely does matter. I enjoyed it.
Jean?
It's tough because I think it might have been a bigger deal at the time it happened. Watching it historically, and whether the match had a clean finish or not, it was okay. I mean, I could totally understand the booking here. It wasn't a maddening kind of booking like you'd find on, I don't know, a Nitro in 2000. But it was perfectly fine. It was perfectly fine for what it was. I could see why it wasn't in the main event. But there's a lot. I mean, this match was the reason Dom picked this show.
Yeah.
And it's one of the more memorable things from this show. So for being such a big deal, it was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, the ending was underwhelming, but match overall, I gotta give it.
Yeah, the match quality was good, very good.
Very good. Yep.
Love those perfect plexes. God damn, that's a great finisher. Still.
Perfect was the man. He was the man. All right, so after this, we see Yokozuna taking on Virgil.
I love this Soul Train Jones.
Soul Train Jones with the nails convict pants on.
Oh, man.
I know, right? I was like, yeah. Fresh from prison, Mike Jones.
Well, at this time, Yokozuna, he's undefeated, and after this match, he's still undefeated. Okay, he went with a bonsai drop.
You didn't want to talk about that turkey leg that dropped on Mike Jones' neck? Oh, boy.
I mean, I was watching this. I watched the whole pay-per-view with Nita. This is the latter half of the pay-per-view. I was like, it's your favorite girl's move. The Annihilator. Yeah, the bonsai drop. I'm like, that's right.
What's your favorite Mike Jones, Soul Train Jones, Virgil match?
I just want the beginning of him and Bret Hart with that 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 hand signal that they just did with each other. It's like, good job.
Virgil never had a great match. It's just sad. Like, he's one of those guys, you see it now. It's like, oh, he could have an opportunity or a push, but depending on who you ask historically, they're like, this guy's the shit. So maybe he was, but he had a long career, and hey, like I said, when he popped up in AEW during that first Cody Rhodes vignette as Soul Train Jones,
I know.
God damn, that pop was so big. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, who the fuck is Soul Train? No, you're Virgil.
Virgil,
Yeah,
baby,
they called me
Virgil.
off guard. Like, who is Soul Train Jones? Oh,
Because it was just something that happened. You couldn't have anyone explain it to you. You just had to enjoy it yourself, or perhaps be disappointed in it. But that's a tale of two stories.
Yes. All right. So our next match, we finally have a traditional Survivor Series match, but it's not traditional because it's with two sets of tag teams. So we have the Beverly brothers.
Oh, God.
I don't know their names. I don't know who's who.
Blake and
Blake and Bart.
Bo?
Blake and Bo.
God,
Beverly
worst
and
ever.
Money Inc., which is IRS, and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, who are your world tag team champions, and Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart is their manager, and they're going against the natural disasters, the typhoon and earthquake, and also the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and
Got a
Jerry
big
Sags.
pop. The Nasty Boys did.
yeah,
Yes, they did.
And Nita also know that the big $1 Million Man packing in the booty.
Oh my God, Nita.
I did like the white tights. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like,
The white outfit, that shit was fire. And at this time, well, before, Jimmy Hart used to manage the natural disasters and the Nasty Boys. But now he managed the tag team champions. So the match kicks off with the Beverly brothers. Like I said, I don't know who's who. I don't know if you're Bo, Barry, Bart, Bodacious Bob. It don't matter. Boombastic Bart. It don't matter. But they kick
Billy.
it off. They kick it off with Typhoon, and he's teasing him. And then he's hitting the strut. And then Typhoon, he just shoves it out on him, shows that big muscle that he has, and he does his little strut. And then, yeah. Long story short, after this, my man Earthquake gets in the ring, hits him with the what was Earthquake's move called?
I don't know. I just call it the Richter scale because it just went off the scale.
I used to like that shit.
good question.
Boom, 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 boom.
Now I got a
Run back
question.
to ropes.
Was this ropes or was this cables? Because I'm like,
ropes.
I'm looking at him like the way he's like hitting the ropes. I'm like, yo, that's gonna snap.
The way he was moving, shoot.
Talk about athletic
man.
big man.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't
John Tenta, he was a big man. He definitely moved.
he used to wrestle
Sumo.
Yeah, he was a sumo champion
Yeah.
back in Japan. So to move big bodies like that and to move the way he does, man, very impressive and very underrated. Is he in the hall?
No. But guys, definitely check out John Tenta's
He should make it.
John Tenta's story on Dark Side of the Ring this past year. It was real good. Real good story.
Do you guys feel
You
like
missed
he's
that one.
like borderline?
He deserved it.
I think so too.
He deserved
Why
it.
not?
He deserved
Why
it.
not?
He was good. He was
They
honestly.
got the
You know-
Bushwhackers.
I mean, Hulk Hogan stole Earthquake as an opponent from the Ultimate Warrior. And Ultimate Warrior had no choice as new WWF champion but to rehash a feud with Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh man,
Hogan. It'll work for me, brother.
I would rather work with Rude than Typhoon.
No, well, but, you need like a hot opponent for your new world champion.
That is true.
And they gave it to Hogan. So,
Oh boy.
anyway.
Earthquake was good. He
Yeah.
was real good. He was believable too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm just wondering, Earthquake was the Taskmaster back in WCW, right?
He was
John,
the Shark.
I was about to answer for you.
No, that was Earthquake.
John Tenta?
Yeah.
John Tenta is Earthquake. And
John
Earthquake,
Tenta is Earthquake.
And
John
Typhoon.
Tenta is Shark. John Tenta is Avalanche. John Tenta is John Tenta. John
Why
John-
that one?
John-
That's so stupid.
John,
Why that one?
John Tenta is Golga.
I'm asking for Typhoon.
Typhoon was the Shockmaster.
That's what I said.
Oh, he's a
Oh,
Taskmaster.
You said Taskmaster.
Same shit.
Mm.
the one that messed up.
He's gonna shock the world.
Oh, he shocked us already.
Oh, I fell his ass.
Isn't it Uncle Fred?
Uncle
Yeah,
Fred.
Uncle Fred, baby.
Uncle Fred. Yep.
Freddie's Uncle Fred? I mean, Cody's Uncle Fred.
Yeah, that's Cody's uncle.
Toot toot.
Tugboat.
Man, I had a friend. I killed him. No. His name was David Chase, David Antoniak. And he had a lot of the old WWF magazines. You know, he had all those, and I don't know if we exchanged, bartered, or I took them from his dead carcass. But I acquired all these WWF magazines, and from the '90s up, and I read magazines so much back then. Just trying to. That's how I got my knowledge. I just wanted to read. Reading is your friend. Read the WWF magazine from those times and reading the storylines with fucking Tugboat. I'm like, who the fuck is Tugboat? You know, and they're detailing Tugboat, and it's kind of like, oh, well, this guy. I mean, they wrote out really good, but who the fuck is he? I've never seen him in my life. I know Brutus and these other wrestlers. I've never ever heard of Tugboat. But that's because he became the Avalanche. So, or
John,
Typhoon.
That's your homework for the night, man. Watch
Fred Ottman match. Go screw yourself.
No, watch the Earthquake. The Ballads of John Tenta.
The Dark Side of the
Watch that.
I can't believe I missed that one.
That was real good, bro.
You forgot their other natural disaster, the wind.
Thanks. Our audio listeners are gonna like that one.
All 8 of you. Oh Jesus! No, Lord no.
All right, so back to the match. My man Earthquake, he squashed one of the Beverly brothers. 1, 2, 3.
Squash is not even the word.
And both of them are eliminated. I really thought, since it was a Survivor Series match, I thought it was just gonna be one guy eliminated. I didn't know it was gonna be a tag team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that's what
That
I
was
thought,
weird.
too.
Yeah, it caught me off guard with that one. That's
But
not
cool.
Yeah, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
well, let's speed it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so after this, we see Money Inc. double teaming Earthquake. And I'm thinking, 2 guys beating up 1 guy. You got 3 guys sitting on the ring apron. Why didn't nobody help this guy out?
Because they're baby faces. When you're baby face and they're in a tag team match, you don't interfere. You're supposed to let them kick out on their own.
Was it one free break up the pin?
Yeah, one
Only?
free. That's how it's technically in the handbook, and it's usually safe for the heels.
Well, they beat up Earthquake, and then after the fact, IRS eliminated Typhoon while he had his foot on the ropes. But the Nasty Boys pinned IRS, and while the Nasty Boys are your winner. Since Earthquake and Typhoon got eliminated.
Yeah, baby. You beat us, but you ain't get the title. We still the champions. Yeah, bye. Take the belts.
Stratfax, question for you. I was always curious, and after watching this, do you know what IRS finisher was? What was his finish?
The write-off.
Yes, I was getting ready to say that.
Now his name. What's his full name?
Erwin R. Shyster.
Nita didn't believe his last name was Shyster, and I couldn't prove her wrong. So we had to look up the etymology of the word Shyster. It's a Yiddish term meaning someone who deals with money.
Really?
But anyway, I only called the write-off because of the action figure. I don't know what his real move, his finisher was.
It was the right.
Was it an elbow drop?
No, it was a clothesline.
Was it a clothesline? Like a flying
It was
clothesline?
like a flying clothesline.
Okay. I thought it was like a flying neck breaker thing.
The only reason I remember because I had Raw is War on my Sega.
Oh, Jesus. WWF Raw on Sega. It's the only game with Diesel in it. Imagine that at that time.
It's Diesel, Razor, Shawn, Bret, Owen, Yoko, Taker, Bam Bam, Luna.
Damn, all the dead men.
Diesel was your longest reigning WWF champion of the 90s. He was the hottest guy
Lex.
on the undercard, and he was in one video game, WWF Raw on Sega Genesis.
You can find him now on W2K24.
Oh my God. You can't base the entire engine off Royal Rumble on Super Nintendo.
They had some crazy animations that you had to figure out on your own though too. Like I remember, I think it was 1, 2, 3 Kid. Like he did like a freaking like a helicopter thing before he pinned you. I was like, what the hell is this? It's pretty funny. Like looking back. Yeah, if anybody's ever played Raw's War back in the days, go back and watch some of the highlights of that silly game. All right, get back to this match, baby.
Match is over.
I'm talking about the next one.
All right, our next match is a coffin match, not a casket match, a coffin match. We have the Undertaker taking on Kamala with Kimchi and the Doctor Harvey Whippleman, and they showed a video package of how the coffin was introduced, and every time the coffin was brought out in front of Kamala. Kamala was scared shitless.
I will be too.
So you see the Undertaker constructing the coffin, and then you see Kamala, and then he says Kamala will not. You good over there? You see Kamala said that he will not survive the coffin at Survivor Series, and that he is gonna rest in peace.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
I will not accept the results of this match.
Oh no.
yeah. So we see Paul Bear bringing out the coffin. Matter of fact, did you see that guy dressed as Paul Bear in the front row?
Oh man, that teenage boy, that sad teenage boy.
What's his Pugsley Adams?
Yeah, right. Yeah, very Pugsley like. Oof.
Undertaker. Oh yeah.
Don't touch me there.
I think I know. I got to do this 1 year. I got to find a 7-footer.
At least your Paul Bear doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse, Randy.
Oh my God. Woohoo.
Oh, Undertaker.
Oh man. All right, so back to this match. The match starts. Kamala, he's scared shitless. He is scared shitless on the Undertaker. And then he tried to, toughen up. He's trying to put his hands up. He's gonna try and chop him. Undertaker just keep walking towards him. He tries it again, keep walking towards him, and he just starts running on the ring, and then he lures him inside to the ring, and then Kamala, he gets busy. But everything that he did to Undertaker, it did not affect him whatsoever.
Matumbo, no.
Basically.
It's a Greek freak.
It was no Greek freak. You was just insane.
Basically. So you already know how it's going down, but long story short, Paul Bearer, he ended up on the ring apron, and Kimchi, he tripped Paul Bearer's leg, and the urn goes flying. And Kamala, he was thinking about grabbing it, but he's scared of the damn urn too.
You don't know what the power is in that urn. You just stay away from me. Like, I
I
don't
think
want to mess
it's
with that.
full decaf Folgers.
Probably.
Yep. So after this, Taker, he grabs the urn, he lays out Kamala, he pins him. 1, 2, 3.
I was like, wait,
I was like,
I don't remember casket match pins.
it's a coffin match.
God.
That's why. I don't know. I was surprised too. I didn't know what the hell to expect. I'm like,
A
okay,
cough button
you got to
match.
throw him in there. So we pinned him. We got the 1, 2, 3, and then he rolled his big ass in there. Paul
man.
Bearer instructed him to do it, and then you see Paul Bearer with the nails and the hammer that says R.I.P. on it, and then he took the nails and he took it right to the coffin and boop. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, what if he hit his finger with this shit?
Oh yeah, I was waiting for that.
I was waiting for him to break character because he said it, he'll tap it one time and then he just bang it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he was smart. He was like, all right, let me not put my hand there. Just boop, or it's gonna stay. Bang! Now I can hit it.
Or you see the damn nail getting bent and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I was curious, like, let's see what happens right here. And nothing happened. But Undertaker is your winner. He is your survivor, and Undertaker
will
at
make
Survivor
you
Series is
Rest.
what, 3-0?
Oh.
I mean, I didn't miss the coffin in this match because on last week's show of Survivor Series 2008, we already had a casket match with The Undertaker and The Big Show. So, there we have it.
Must be a tradition. Bury
Maybe.
some. That's how you do it. Bury somebody.
Bury you.
That's it. Well, all right. Main event time, guys.
Dom, go fuck yourself.
Fuck your mother.
I love that interview that him and Kane did, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I got 2 words for you.
Go fuck yourself.
So that's 3 words.
Oh.
Yeah, but all right. So our main event for Survivor Series 1992. This match is champion versus champion, but only one title is on the line, which is your World Wrestling Federation Championship, and we have the champion himself, Bret the Hitman Hart, taking on the Intercontinental Champion of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. That's a Bret Hart t-shirt. Anyways, this match is 5 years before the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series.
5.
And at this time in 1992, the tides is changing. We're not seeing your big man versus your, average sized guy anymore. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing that roided up guy anymore in the main event. You're seeing you got 1 and 1A, or 1A and 1B, whatever you want to call it, in this main event right here between Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart right here.
I'll say 1 and 1A for that, because I don't think anybody saw what Shawn would become at that time. Yeah, he was charismatic, he had it all, but no one saw that he was going to be the guy, the man holding the title that Bret is holding at that time. So 1 and 1A is probably the best way to say it. And then I think Vince McMahon saying, yeah, he's the most, Bret was the most technically sound or most scientifically sound wrestler at that time that they've ever had as a champion. I mean, yeah, you got somebody who's not, like you said, a roided up freak. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to wrestle. He can tie you up in a pretzel, and boom, you do have the most scientific wrestler you've had in years. So,
like I said earlier, they're going the younger route. Like Strap said earlier, they got a new champ.
Yep.
They started in 1992 with, was it Ric Flair?
Yeah.
To Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yep.
Back to Ric Flair.
Yeah, because Macho he's only lost any world title to either Ric Flair or Hogan.
So
yeah.
So back to Ric Flair, to Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yep.
And then you go for the Intercontinental title. You go from Bret the Hitman Hart to the British Bulldog to Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
There you go. You see how, well, I'm not going to say, for the Intercontinental title, but, from the big name, the older veterans and whatnot, and you're passing it down to the new generation. This is basically the birth of the generation era right here.
But this is what I think any company should be doing anyway. You have your young guns. You start them in their mid card. You get the exposure that they're having, and then the more experience they gain, put them in that main event. Put them against a veteran that's gonna, build them up and make them look good. In every company, I think they need to do that. I think Tez should be in that Intercontinental title picture. Get his experience in there, and then eventually go for that world. We got Will Ospreay right now in AEW, who's basically like that Intercontinental guy who's eventually going to be that world champion. TNA I haven't been following, and I need to start doing that again because it's busy having a newborn. He is taking on my life, and that's fine. But
John, let me ask you a question right quick. I said it numerous times that the WWF, WWE, Intercontinental Championship was the workhorse title. What do you consider the workhorse title in AEW?
Right now, there isn't one. It used to be. I mean, at various times, it hasn't necessarily been the title. It's the man behind the title. So, excuse me. So for a time, the person who would be the TNT champion would be the workhorse. But then they started adding 5 million championships. Yes. But like I said, I said what I said because Orange Cassidy was the international champion.
He put that belt over.
And he made, absolutely. He made that belt, and he was the man for it. Where it is right now, I believe it's on Takeshita.
It's a good choice.
It's an okay choice. It's a good choice. Takeshita is really good. He just hasn't had the audience enough to see it. Yeah. I mean, he had even myself, I didn't see him in the G1. I did not watch the G1 this year, but apparently he had a tremendous showing there. But to answer the question, Dom, it hasn't necessarily been a title, but it was just the person they were using with the championship. So it was a Sammy Guevara. It was
Orange.
It was Orange Cassidy.
Definitely.
And even Pac, he even though he was in and out for some time, that's why he had the belt. So they have used a title to a person to be that workhorse. But they just haven't been consistent about it, so that's unfortunate. But Orange Cassidy, absolutely. Yeah. He was the man, international champion for a very long time.
Not gonna lie, I watched him every week defending that title. That belt meant something when Orange Cassidy had that belt.
That man, he was must watch. I know people don't understand his character from other companies, but if you sit there and watch and actually sit down and break the matches and what you got from him, This man, he knows what he's doing, and he could possibly be a world champion in AEW. I don't know if it's gonna work for our long term, but just even in that short term, the fans will love it and they'll probably embrace it.
It's almost like right now the storyline is, you look at Will Ospreay. He's obviously being treated as like the number one guy.
Yep.
But he didn't in his first world title shot. He didn't win it. He's going to win it.
Eventually.
He's going to win it. He's going to be the guy. But it's just not there yet. So the upcoming Full Gear pay-per-view with Orange Cassidy as a contender against Jon Moxley's world title. Orange, like we just mentioned, he's great, but he's not. This is just going to be his first world title shot to lose to. Can he come back to it? He should, absolutely. He's great. But this coming pay-per-view is not going to be the one for Orange Cassidy.
Absolutely
unfortunately.
not.
But anyway, we're talking about the Survivor Series.
We still got Christian Cage in the background waiting. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. With Mama Wayne holding that strap for him.
All right, so our main event for Survivor Series 1992, we have Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, and this is a great technical wrestling match right here. You honestly don't know who's going to win this match right here, and them guys are doing every little thing, and we see Bobby the Brain, he clowning around with Bret Hart like he always does, because Shawn tried to pull Bret Hart's hair, and he said, you better not do that, because that's like 65 pounds of oil. Oh man! Bobby lightens up the match for you. It's good. It's entertaining on his aspect. It was a great showing between both guys. Technical match. Bret kept working on the arm, and Bobby with another line. He said, "Don't hit him in the head. He has a heart." Like little shit like that. It was just pretty funny. But slow paced match. Like I said, you can't tell who's gonna win. But the finish of the match, we see Shawn going for a drop kick off the top rope. Bret catches him and puts him in the sharpshooter. And like John said earlier, that dramatic tap out that made that move look so good, so believable.
Said that off camera.
Off camera, yes.
He really did.
That was upstairs.
He said it off camera, and Bret is your winner. And then we see Santa Claus come out, and this is how they celebrate.
Oh, he's a real one here.
He celebrate. He's doing the Bret Hart pose. Snowflakes coming down everywhere, and yes, that was our main event.
Man.
What are your thoughts on this match between Shawn and Bret right here? One of their classics.
Yeah, it's got to go down as one of their classics. It was beautifully told, and there was barely any mistakes if there was any, because I didn't see it. Them guys, for two guys that didn't well, I don't know if they liked each other at this time still, but that couldn't stand each other back in the days. Two rivals, they knew how to make magic, and it's so good to see that, man. It's sad that we got the screw job 5 years later down the road. What could have been, what should have been. But, yeah, I got to put it down as one of the classics. What do you think, John?
It's a very important match in WWF history, but again, like for me, it's just, and I can't appreciate a long match, and I do, but this one just wasn't it for me. But what you said is, it was technically proficient. It was perfect, you might say, but just the pacing was just a bit slow. But they were, at this point, they're trying to show like you're 1 and you're 1A.
Yep.
Like this is what wrestling's gonna be. This is the new generation. Before they came out with the title of the new WWF generation, like this is not the Hogan stuff. You're not gonna get the crazy beat down on the face forever. Bret Hart was tasked with retraining the WWF audience with how pro wrestling, the main event scene, was going to be.
Yep.
And he could not have had a better dance partner than Shawn Michaels at this point in time. Shawn Michaels still not fully developed as a wrestler or as a character yet, but he was on his way. Kind of like Dolph Ziggler felt like for his entire career. He was almost always there, but Shawn Michaels did make it there.
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately, you might see it in this manner for all of Bret's hard work. He still went back to the big man, the red and yellow, and Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. So and that's where that the crybaby Bret Hart. You could see it that way, or you could see it as he was getting screwed left and right all the time throughout his career by Vince McMahon, and not just in Montreal in 1997. But yeah, this match is very polarizing because it meant so much, and it did a lot for the WWF at that time. But watching it as a fan now, with all the things that we know, it was just a little bit slow for me, and I could not appreciate it. But I do appreciate it because I know what it means. Yep. But just, if you said if I just liked it, would I watch it again? I would say, nah, I'd pass on it.
You pass? So does this show matter to you?
Unfortunately, as much as obviously we review the show and we have various thoughts up and down the card, and it was important for many things. I could not tell you that. I mean, I can't with a recommendation. No, I cannot tell you that the show mattered.
Okay, Platinum.
I gotta go with somewhat matters. The main event saved it for me. The other matches not so much. I did like the Nails and Big Boss Man match just because it was like a real fight. So I appreciated that match for what it was. But Bret and Shawn, man, I just sat down and watched, and I was not on my phone while I was reviewing this. So, like I said, one of those classics that those guys have. Yeah, it was slow in the beginning. It was, like I said, it reminds me of Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson steals it from the best. So start off slow and then work your way to the top. So.
All right. Well, as for me, I chose this show. This show matters to me because it brought me back to my childhood, the nostalgic act. I'm seeing all the guys I grew up watching as a kid. I used to watch Saturday mornings and Live Wire and whatever show they had back in the day. I enjoyed it. So it was definitely a must-watch. Definitely tune in. You guys definitely might like it, too, if you haven't seen the show beforehand. And, yeah. So, the show does matter. John, you're out of here. It don't matter.
All right.
Wow.
It don't matter to John, but it matters to us. So, we enjoy it. Definitely check it out. And this is how we close the month of November. December is approaching, and we're going to have some bangers for you guys. So, definitely check it out. And we're going to wrap up 2024 in style, and we're gonna go into 2025 even hotter than before. We gotta do some other companies, maybe some AEW.
How are we gonna do that?
Somebody's gonna be on Max soon, right?
Not till next year, brother.
Next year when?
January.
Not in December.
I said next year. I said 2025. We're gonna start off high.
You ain't gonna review
2025.
Remember, we did take 2 weeks off last year.
Yes, baby.
We did.
We had to take a vacation. We had to enjoy the kids.
You can take 2 weeks off this year. That takes 2 shows off your docket there, buddy. Don's gonna be a sad boy for 2 weeks.
Boy.
We could. We never know. We never know.
But during that 2 week period will be the debut of the Monday Night Show podcast. Just kidding, Sue.
The most torturous.
Lord.
The Monday Night Show podcast where everything does not matter.
It does not matter. WCW, die. I mean.
Oh, they already died.
Oh, boy.
All right, guys. Well, this was a good show.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's going to be right here in New London.
Yes.
Connecticut.
Yes. Well, till then, I'm Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with Poppy Platinum. I'm here with Strap Facts. We're not going to see Strap Facts for the first episode of December because he is going... Where you going, John? Want to tell the people?
No.
All righty, then. It doesn't matter. Well, he's going bye-bye. But Platinum will be here. Yes, Strap will be back. And we're going to be bringing some heat. We will see you next time. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.